the rest. Sorry, let's start over.
It's going to be
It's
your
my name, my school, my degree, why I went into that degree, right?
Yes, and then where you work.
Got it. Right. I can start right. Hi, my name is Sierra Avila. I go to El Paso Community College, and I am majoring in music education. I wanted to go into music because I've been surrounded by it my whole life, and I just wanted to know more about it. And I work at a huge company that provides childcare for an after-school program. My job was a lot more fun than it is now. Do you want? Wait, I stuttered. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and do your name.
My job connecting it. My job was a lot more fun than it is now. I was able to talk to the kids one-on-one, and we were able to plan activities. Not only that, we had a lot more children in our facilities, and now children seem to have left. Right. Before the pandemic, the parents had a lot more trust in us. We were able to take the children out on field trips, and we were able to, do a lot of more crafts and a lot more activities with the kids. We were able to go outside, and they were able to play with each other all together, and we didn't have to worry about whether they were sick or not.
How has your workplace changed due to the pandemic, such as cleanliness, responsibilities, or even your job description?
At first, when the pandemic started, a lot of our kids left the program, and due to parents just not wanting them to be around other children, due to them maybe getting sick. Now that things have gotten, I guess, a bit better, the parents have a lot more trust in us again and have brought their kids back. But now we have to, take safety measures. We're cleaning after every single child. We're having them wash their hands constantly. When they come in, we have to take temperatures and have them sanitize their hands, and they need to be separated by dividers.
Specifically, the parents, how has their attitude towards your the way you take care of their children changed, and how has that treatment that they used to give you changed from before the pandemic to now?
The parents are a lot more cautious of their children. At this point now, they're asking for lists of things that we do for the kids so that they know exactly how we're taking care of them and how we're keeping them safe throughout the pandemic. And right now, they are a lot more humble and a lot more caring to us essential workers. They're a lot more caring to us essential workers, and they're very, they're very, how do you say that appreciative, there we go. The parents are very appreciative of what we're doing to keep their children safe. Essential workers, in my opinion, are people that they can't take a day off, or else our economy would basically crumble. They're the first responders. They're the people who are working at fast food restaurants, and also the people who are taking care of your children, such as teachers and other daycare, childcare workers. Yes, hold on. Yes, I totally agree. I am an essential worker because without us, we wouldn't have firefighters out doing their jobs, and nurses and doctors and police officers and teachers, because in my job for childcare, we basically take care of the children for those people. The pandemic has definitely taken a huge toll on my school life. Because I am in music, I also have to listen to a lot of music, and I also have to play a bunch of music. And it's really hard to be able to play a song over, recordings or online on web chats, and be able to have the person on the other end listen to what I'm trying to be able to play for them.
Has your schoolwork increased because of the pandemic?
My schoolwork has definitely increased. I am doing a lot more paperwork and also a lot more I have to watch a lot more videos, and I have to write a lot more music and be able to send it in by scanning or faxing them over to my teachers. Since the pandemic started, I noticed my family a lot more, and I've been calling them every week, and I've just been wanting to be around them more often than I usually did before the pandemic started. Not only that, I also value work a lot more. I'm very thankful to have my job, especially during this rough time. Some things that I would have done differently is give a lot more information to the children that I'm taking care of so that they can understand better why we are taking these safety precautions. Because for right now, they don't really understand. So what I would do better is just give them more information about what's going on. What I would have done better?
Yeah.
Some things that I would have done better is that I would have given less work. Hold on. That didn't come out right. Okay. Something that I would have done better something that I would have changed is that I would have been more understanding towards the students who have turned in work late. I mean, we're going through a really rough time right now, and I understand that before the pandemic that if we turned in something late, they would be considered late. But right now, since everything is due online through the internet and not all of us have, great internet connection, I would be more lenient to paperwork being turned in at a later time. Okay, think of one. All right. Since the pandemic started, a lot of kids aren't really informed about why we can't touch them or why we can't play with them the way that we used to. And one of the heartbreaking things that happens constantly over and over again is when a child is trying to hug us and show their emotions towards us and how much that they love us as caregivers, and we can't reciprocate that feeling, and it just makes them feel horrible. And I don't have one story about that. It's just stories that happen basically every week because they just want to show how much they love us. One of my favorite memories since the pandemic started is that the kids that I work with, they all came up or they wrote their own song to sing while they're washing their hands so that they know that they can wash their hands for 30 seconds straight. And that's one of my favorite things. And one of my favorite things until this day to listen to while they're in the restroom washing their hands and knowing that they're doing it for 30 seconds long.
You ready?
Whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Ashley. So I am currently enrolling in EPCC, majoring nursing. That's gonna be tough. And I'm also working at a super center Walmart. Horrible. Just kidding, it's alright, but good money. Before I used to work at a Dollar General, and honestly, just to think about everything, like so much has changed, like the cleanliness, the format of everything, our responsibilities. Like I would do, just as one person, I would probably control the whole store, and now like they basically gave more jobs and like now everybody has one section that they need to do. I don't know, I think it's just so weird how so much has changed. I don't know, just weird. Before, the one thing I do think about a lot is how like we were so not so cautious with germs. Like we were like so close to one another, we were touching anything, and like back to touching our face. The customers were, I don't know, in a way I felt like free, but also in a nasty way. I don't know, but yeah, I just feel like more customers back then were more not as cautious compared to now. Okay, so Walmart, I do feel like they added lots of jobs, and now we have sections that we need to do. So like they have individuals. Like before, you would probably, one person would do so much stuff, and now it's like one person will be counting, this other person's gonna be cleaning, this one's gonna be greeting, what else, like I don't know, there's just so many more people that have little duties that they need to do. The cleanliness, now we are, after each customer, we have to clean their section, or we can literally get in trouble. I do feel like I prefer that though, because now that I think of it, like at any other job, they weren't up to date with like how clean it's supposed to be, and like it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, say, oof. Customers have gotten very, how do you say it, uptight, or more, what's the word? They're more, upfront with like everything. Like the one thing that I feel like we still lack is the 6 feet distance part. Like if you're really close to somebody and they don't like it, they'll literally straight up tell you like, hey, you're way too close to me. Customers have been, or like they're not trying to be rude about it, because like everybody's trying to protect themselves, but like if you get close, like they'll literally like react a certain way, or like they'll be like, hey, you need to clean this, like did you clean this right? I don't know, they're just very, people are always going to be rude no matter what. There is some good people out there, but like they want to make it sure that it's done their way. People. Honestly, I thought an essential worker would have been like the first responders, the people that we can't go without. Like if you get sick, like where else do you go to get fixed? But I guess like an essential worker is like any operation or service that's like supposed to give the basic needs to people. So I would say like groceries, again the hospitals, like getting taken care of. I don't know, but ever since the pandemic happened, I also feel like essential worker was like just to please the people who are forced to work. There you go. Sadly, I guess yes, because Walmart is a place most people do go to like get their, again, basic needs, like their toilet paper, stuff for their house, groceries, the most important thing, alcohol. Oh, just kidding. Oof. Honestly, mentally, it's kind of hard, because like you would want home to just be a comfort place, and like having to put home and school together, like it stresses everybody out. Like it's not good, but I mean, hey, I'm here, got that done already, well, halfway there. And honestly, with the pandemic, like I'm teaching myself everything that I need to do to get done. Because at school, I'll be like, oh, they'll teach you, and then yeah, you just have to go home and do homework. But now it's like I'm fully the teacher and the student, so it's been hard. Well, again, since I'm like teaching myself, like all my notes are like if I had to teach myself, and then okay, so I have a first set of notes, so I'm teaching myself, and then I have to make notes for that subject. So it's honestly, I feel like I've had to overdo it just so I can get by, since I don't really have the teacher to actually like be there to help me. And most teachers don't care, like they'll just like give you all the work that you need to do to get done. And I mean, I can't complain, because like that's college, you know? Well, honestly, I realized nothing is serious. Like, well, the pandemic, yes, it's hardcore, and like a lot went down, lots of death. But then I realized like school, work, nothing is serious, because like as long as I'm here, like everything's fine. Like school's always going to be there. There's always going to be work. Money comes and goes. So I do feel like I'm more calm with the path that I'm taking, because I know I'm going to get there. I mean, I'm still doing it. I don't even know. I feel with the pandemic, I do feel like I woke up in a way. It's really hard to explain. You cut, and then I go back and I'm crying. No, kidding. Okay, the one thing, a lot of people don't have common sense. So again, with the 6 feet, I feel like that's the one main thing. Like, everybody was pretty good with the mask and, like, I don't know, at least with the washing hands. Like, that's not hard to do. I think I would have, like, spoke up more with the 6 feet, because, like, a lot of people didn't care, and I would, like, so I'm a self-checkout host, so sometimes I have to, like help them. I'll tell them, excuse me, or, like, to give me space, and they'll literally move, like, inches. And I mean, it was to the point that, like, I kind of did stop caring. And eventually I would just, like, let them be. But the one thing I should have done is, like, spoke up and, like, you know what, like, for my safety, like, can you please, like, go to the other side? But I didn't. It's okay. I'm so good. Honestly, I do feel like not all teachers, no, honestly, it was rare when we would go face-to-face. Not face-to-face, but at least virtual. A lot of teachers were I do feel like they were kind of lazy, and they would just, like, give you the outline of what we needed to do, what needed to be turned in, and they would not help. So I felt like they were getting paid to really do nothing. So if I were, like, the dean, I think I would have made it a little bit more strict for them to at least, like, help teach us, or at least to be a professor, you know? Not to just do it for the money. Yeah, I just feel like they should have been more attended, more, how do you say it, like, we should have all been a group, we should have all been talking together, we should have been communicating, but no, like, everybody was on their own, trying to get by, basically. Okay, well, with school, honestly, just thinking about it, lots of mental breakdowns, because I was, like, literally on my own in my room 24/7, having to study my own notes for the test. And just this one test, I was really, like, so over it. I've been studying for so long, and, like, I really felt like it was hopeless. I don't know, I would just say most of the time with school, it's just a test. Like, you never know what to expect. The teachers really don't help you. You're on your own, doing your own notes. I feel like that's probably one of the ugliest feelings I had to go through dealing with school when COVID happened, when COVID is still happening. During work, honestly, it's Walmart. I met lots of crazy people, but this one specific lady, I don't know what was wrong with her, but I was just there minding my business, standing there doing my job, and she starts mumbling under her breath, telling me, like, must be boring to do that, and I'm just, like, not really paying attention because, like, I'm, like, supposed to be doing my job. And then she, out of nowhere, she's getting mad, and she starts taking pictures of me, and I'm, like, so confused with what's going on. And I was already having, like, just stuff like that bugs me, so I literally had to call for help, because I felt like, I don't know, I just don't like being in that type of situation. I had to call for help. She was being weird, throwing all her stuff. I don't know, I just sometimes, like, if I don't feel safe, like, I'll call for help. And I don't know, most people do just project. I don't know, just such a weird, there's lots of weird people in this world. My favorite memory from school, it ending. Just kidding. Well, I guess, like, finally, like, accomplishing everything and realizing, like, damn, I did that. And it's really just, like, out of nowhere, like, a random day, and you're like, oh shoot, like, I finished, like, on to the next, and see, hopefully it gets better. I mean, it is gonna get better. Work, honestly, meeting my coworkers, that's been a treat. A lot of people do make my day. I don't know, what can I say? Work.
My name is Natalia Rubio. I am a junior at the University of Texas at El Paso. I am studying neuroscience with a concentration in biology, and I am a bookseller at our local bookstore. What made me go into that degree? I wanted to do pre-med. I really wanted to go become a doctor. So neuroscience was like the best option for me because it combines psychology and science at the same time. What was work before the pandemic? It was actually really nice. I was in cafe actually. I used to be a cafe server, and I was, able to do drinks and stuff like that. But now I've been transitioned to the book floor, so it's been interesting. The customers before the pandemic, they were really nice actually. They were more understanding. I feel like everybody was more comfortable, and now since the pandemic, they've changed a lot. Something that's changed in my workplace, I feel like it's become a little bit more stressful. I feel like we're a little bit understaffed. So I feel like I've been constantly working more hours, and I feel like more responsibilities have been put on me. The customers just became more rude. They are impatient now. They tend to get mad, and people tend to just, always like kind of be annoyed. So it's been really hard to deal with customers during this pandemic. In my opinion, I consider an essential worker like people who work at the supermarket, first responders, doctors, nurses, truck drivers. I essentially do not consider myself an essential worker. As much as I've been working during the pandemic, I feel like my job is not like that necessary for like the country to function. The pandemic has really affected my school life. I feel like I've had more assignments, more exams, and I've kind of lost interest in school. I realized that I really love just being in my school environment with my friends and, and just with my teachers, like face to face. Yes, my schoolwork has increased with the pandemic. Also, the cost of going to university, I feel like it's gotten a little bit more expensive. This pandemic has really shifted my values. I was really obsessed with like my career and like always just being like just school. But this pandemic has really shifted me to be, more adventurous, be more open and, do more like traveling and, focus a lot on my hobbies. Something that I wish school would have done better for this pandemic, they should have been more understanding with students financially and with schoolwork. I feel like they should have, made open notes exams instead of, us using like lockdown browser. I feel like that was an invasion of privacy. And I also would have wished like professors, like they would have not done school, like group projects. It was really hard during a pandemic. My favorite memory at work, I think it was when I was finally able to come back after quarantine. It was really nice to go back with my coworkers, meet like the new people, and just really start learning new things at work. I feel like one of my worst memories at work was an incident that I had with the manager. I don't think she was having a good day, and I just ended up getting really emotional because she did raise her voice at me. And so that was like kind of one of my worst days because I really felt like I wasn't doing enough at work. So I feel like that was my worst memory. ¿Algo más? Sí. Sí.